Okay, what's your take on Griffith from Berserk? Let's talk about Griffith.
I feel like he's bi. I don't know.
Why would you call him bi? He sacrificed things for his band of hawk, nah. So
Yeah,
you want
so-
your husband to flex that, my wife earn 5 lakh a month.
I would like that.
Okay. So it's my first time taking this kind of things. Okay. If I made any blunder, apologies. So does SS mean Super Saiyan in your name?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a name
Something-
that I sort of it's personal.
Okay, no issue, no issue. So your accent and you don't look like Indian. Is it? Do you belong to Europe? You settled here or?
I no. I don't. I am totally. I was born in Delhi. But I like as a kid, my dad through ICCR he went to Romania, so we went along with him. I was really little, so I grew up there in Romania, and that is in Europe.
Okay, so and when you came back here?
I came back early. Like I came back in 2005-6. So I know ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे हिंदी बोलनी नहीं आती है. मुझे हिंदी अच्छी बोलनी आती है.
Okay, what's your take on Griffith from Berserk? Let's talk about Griffith.
I feel like he's bi. I don't know.
Why would you call him bi? He sacrificed things for his band of hawk, nah.
No, but Griffith was somebody how when I first saw it, I saw it at the wrong time. I shouldn't have seen it. I saw it like around like middle school, maybe 7th,
Okay.
8th grade. That was not a good time to watch it.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
when I first saw him, I found him very beautiful. Whatever he's doing, I think he had a purpose to do that. But the fact that he basically chose, everything that happens, like this anti-villain who like always chooses the wrong way to fulfill their wishes is kind of wrong. So he's morally wrong, but he again has a goal he wants to fulfill.
Do you ever received any weird and terrible messages from like
Yes.
if someone hates you for no reason, like why are you posting this, the keyboard warrior, something like that?
Yes,
Okay, you
many
received
times.
it. Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie about this. I think I had some hate, like not hate comments, but like some comments on the comment section. And I'm somebody who does not go back. And I literally argued that with that person.
Oh, so you
and then
replied
they were like,
that?
I do that. And I had a full-on fight with it.
No,
Full-on fight.
that I would say
was
never
crazy.
do that. Never do
No,
this.
but it was so fun. And then I had some supporters like be like, she's right. I'm like, oh yes, that's it go. But then I think that was long ago. So then I realized that you know what, I rather just not. And I was
Not
like,
to look
at
at
least
it.
I got caught. Yeah.
Okay, as a female content creator, like you got simp followers. Be honest.
Yeah.
Is
It was
there?
kind of weird. It started, yes, there is. Somehow, I think it's because of my content creation, and every time I interact with my followers or anything, I just told them that, guys, I'm okay with all your simping, but then, just keep that moderation. And I think I have like good kind of following that
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
pretty disciplined.
Yeah,
they're very
that should
disciplined.
be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you believe that there is underrated and overrated anime, or you believe no, everything is perfectly rated? It's just the audience who.
It is the odd. Yes, I exactly. I go
Second
with
one.
what you said. The second option.
Okay,
The
yeah.
thing is, overrated is like, so for me, it's like, sometimes what happens is like, if it's popular, it becomes overrated. If it's not popular, it's underrated. It's
Yeah.
like it's popularity. So it depends on viewership, right? Again,
Right,
it's that.
right.
If Patlabor, how many people have watched Patlabor? But how many people have watched Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah.
But are you comparing them? Overrated? Why? They're overrated because people are heard of it, because Patlabor was long before and it did not get that kind of PR promotion that Jujutsu Kaisen get. So it depends on like how popular one gets.
Yeah,
guess.
right. This is just a social question I picked. If you don't want to answer, just say skip. Someone goes to a girl and asks her what salary you want from your man to earn, and she goes like 10 lakh a month. What's your take on this kind of thing? Do you think in India she is right here, or she's asking for too much?
I think what she's thinking about is like everyone has like a living standard. So
Yeah,
she
right.
might be thinking that that she wants a person to earn that money for him. But there are people, if you ask me, I would want to be that person to earn that kind of money.
Okay.
So that somebody could say that, okay, I'm basically my partner earns that kind of. I
Okay.
would become that person. It depends on people. But
No,
if you
so
ask
you
me,
become
are
the
they
one.
wrong?
Okay, you become the
I
one
would
who
want to
earns
be
5 lakh.
Yeah. I would want to be that.
Okay,
I
okay.
want to be that.
Okay.
But if you ask me if it's there's no morally. I mean, she's looking forward to a life she wants to live. And I
Okay.
think if somebody wants to live like a luxury life, there's nothing wrong with it.
So you want your husband to flex that, my wife earns 5 lakh a month.
I would like that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wish I am able to reach that. I don't know, but that'd be
Okay.
interesting.
What's better according to you, job or this content creation?
I think it's worth it only if you're like have like
Earning
you
good.
can't be yes, you can't be खाने को पैसे नहीं and you're still making content. That makes
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah, my take
Yeah.
is like in job, you have the skills that company required. But this
Yes.
content creation depend upon the public point of view. No matter
Hmm.
how good you post, no matter how good you
Hmm.
edit. But if it's
Hmm.
not hitting the audience, not going viral, it's have nothing to
That's
do.
also true.
Yeah.
I think that's a valid point, but for me, I think it also has to do with kind of content you're doing. If you're doing a beauty content,
Mhm.
and if you're doing a beauty content which does not have a good camera, and you're not able to show what you eyeshadow आप लगा रहे हो पर camera में catch नहीं हो रहा, but you are a good artist, makes no sense, right? Your video is not going to work well because somehow, and then every time the algorithm changes. So every
Yeah.
time you're thinking, ki, now what's gonna work? Like, is it the trending song? Is it the hashtag? Is it what? You're just clueless. What time should I post? What I've come to now is like I post when I want to,
Okay.
and I've become more like, you know what? I'm gonna show what I want you guys to see. And if you want to see it, great. I'm not like audience centric, but I'm like I want to show you this. So you become the master of your own instead of like depending on okay, ये चाहिए होगा मेरे audience को मैं वहीं दे देती हूँ.
So do you think like anime community is toxic here in India? Like the Goku Gojo war. What's your take on that?
I would say, see, toxic is I've never faced that.
You
So
never
it's
saw
maybe
reels like a reel dedicated to Goku where the admin hating Gojo, or a reel dedicated to Gojo that is the admin hating Goku, something like that.
I actually haven't. That's kind of
Okay,
weird,
that's
but I've never gone through that. Maybe I've never
maybe your
that
Instagram
kind of
reel.
algorithm did not go
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yes,
that's the reason.
maybe
क्योंकि मेरे
that
में तो
content
यही
did.
आ जाता है.
I could tell
You
because it
won't
depends on like
believe. You won't believe. There are people who abuse each other on mom and dad based on anime thing.
wow. That's kind of I mean I think I could expect that because there has been a lot of incidents that happen in anime community. I've been in anime community since we used to watch like on YouTube we used to get links on Tumblr, if you remember. We used to
Oh,
get like
yeah,
Tumblr.
yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. Remember,
Yeah. So
remember.
I am from that generation. So when it comes
Same.
to I am never surprised. So whenever somebody was like, oh, Sukuna or Gojo incident, I'm not surprised because I've seen worse than that. I know there was the whole thing about तुम तो अभी अभी नए नए बने हो anime, तुम्हें कुछ नहीं पता होगा. And all
ये
of
आपको
that is
बोला गया
just
ऐसा ऐसा
I
मतलब
was told, yes, I've gone through that.
ये
Yeah, it's
the same
amazing.
thing
तुमने
happened
तो
to
सिर्फ
me as
नारुतो ही
well.
देखा होगा.
ये होता है
Amazing.
ये होता है. There was a question to
हाँ.
me that would you rather be Itachi or
Hmm.
Sukuna? So I said
Hmm.
I have nothing to do with the peace. Uchiha को
Yeah.
मिला क्या peace establish करके? मेरा मतलब I answered like Uchiha को मिला क्या peace
True.
establish? I'll be Sukuna.
True.
Then he goes like
Yeah.
तुमने नारुतो देखा ही नहीं. ठीक है यार. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. At one point, you'll be like, okay, fine, whatever suits your taste.
So what was the first anime you watched, and when you realized that the thing you're watching is actually an anime, it's not a cartoon?
That's a nice question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've probably talked about it like a lot, but like I started watching anime not because I knew it was anime, but it was Dragon Ball Z. That was my first
Okay.
anime because it was on television, right? उस channel पे आता था, like on television, it was
Cartoon
there.
Network.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was very little. I don't know. I was probably in third, fourth grade, I guess. So I
Okay.
remember that because I don't remember the story. I don't know the story. I remember that episodes होते थे कुछ ना कुछ आता था TV पे and then all of that. Then when I started watching Beyblade, then
Oh,
Duel Masters, then Inazuma
Pokemon.
11, my favorite.
Okay.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
Pokemon. And then I was like, I knew that it was different. I knew it was different. But then when I realized that it's anime, and the whole anime community, and I got into all these anime like Patlabor on Ergo Proxy, I think that was in middle school. Then Attack on Titan came and
Okay.
Death Note. That established it. I think then I was like, oh, that's anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So back in 2008, I believe 2008-9, you got all
Yeah.
this. Actually,
Yes.
in my case, the first I used to watch Pokemon a lot. I don't know
Okay.
back in the day that this is an anime. But
Yeah.
coming to Dragon Ball Z, my dad puts me to watch Goku. He don't know that there is something
Ooh.
called my dad, like he's a gym
Ah.
freak. So we used to have a Goku poster
Ah.
in our home.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's
so
that's essential. That's essential.
yeah,
I go to gym and that's my essential.
yeah.
That's one of the
So we used to watch. You remember Noddy, something like Noddy?
Naughty.
So
Then there was Oswald and all of
also, so
those.
my
I
dad said,
remember
"No."
that.
My dad be like, you don't need to watch this. Watch Goku or watch He-Man." So he's like, "Watch
Oh,
this."
He-Man was another one.
Yeah,
He-Man
I
was
have the
another
power
one.
of
Yes.
reviewer, something like that.
Yeah.
So who's your anime husband or crush?
Mm,
Gojo?
it's kind of difficult to say.
Okay.
I think it started with my first ever anime crush was Axel Blaze from Inazuma 11.
Okay.
and and then there was Killua from Hunter x Hunter. And then it grew out. Then that kind of the type never changed, right? And I know you'll be like, yeah. I actually have two, like Aizen from Bleach
Yeah.
and Gojo Satoru.
Yeah.
For Gojo Satoru is like he is like he's like Kakashi, right? I know he's compared like that, but he's actually a pretty good, nice person. He's a good friend. He's a good mentor.
Yeah. Agree.
I think, and he's like he's been able to handle situations really
Like
well,
a
and he
lone
tries to
wolf.
protect people. Yes, and Aizen on the other hand is like this guy. He's like he has an idea, and he's like genius when he puts up things. I mean, you could say Urahara was behind all that mastermind. If Bleach fans, they would
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
that. But
Dekha
then
मैंने.
Aizen, he's like he what he does. Sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes he like you see like oh my god, he's doing that for no purpose. Like for example, he kills off Espada for no reason, right? But then yeah, but he's still that he has the goal, and I like his aura in the anime.
Okay, yeah. But if you're picking any husband or crush, you don't have to look na ki what he does. You looking like how he looks, right?
Looks right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and I guess they both fall into that as well.
So your favorite villain will be Aizen.
Johan from Monster.
Like, why you even started this content creation?
It's actually pretty funny. So I started, so my first few posts, they were not even related to anime. They were simply
Okay.
outfit posts that I kind of got inspired by anime characters, and I tried to do like those outfits. They're not there because I archived them because it's too old. And
Okay.
then I just did like this one reel on Naruto. It just happened. I'm sorry if you're getting the voice from outside. It's happened
That's
to be like
not an
construction.
issue. That's not an issue.
So basically when I started, I just did one reel, and I did it for
Okay.
fun, and I did it while wearing a mask. So I did it just to see, do
How it
people relate
goes.
to it? And it got like at least at that point in time, I'm talking about 2020, 2019, 2020,
So you
and
started
it's
from
during the
2020.
pandemic. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
2020. I just used to like one post 1 month.
Okay.
I was not regular, not like a serious content creator. I
So
just did
you
it
are
because
doing
everyone
it
was doing
ki.
it.
Oh yeah, got it,
Yeah.
got it.
Like you remember the pandemic, everyone used to make reels. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
dance
yeah.
challenges. So
Uh-huh.
I did this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I remember doing dance challenges. So it's
Okay.
embarrassing to talk about it, but I
But
did. And
but
then
I saw your dance. I mean, you did some Kathak?
I am a Bharatanatyam dancer.
Yeah, coming to that thing.
That reel got like 6,000, 7,000 views, and for me it was like whoa, that's too much. I mean, of course
Okay.
I wasn't aiming for like millions or something. That was too much for me, you know. And then I got reached out by these creators, these anime content creators. I had no
Okay.
idea that these
That
few
this is a
reels would
thing.
actually reach. Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't know that like there's a community. I didn't so anime
Oh,
content creation was something I had no clue about. It's
okay.
just that a lot of these new content creators, they reached out to me. I was like, oh, so people do make content on that. I never knew that people can make reels on anime content. I just did it because it was fun. And so yeah, that's how it started.
You know my brother?
I had my suspicion, is it Vyuk?
Yeah, Ryuk.
I had my doubts. I had my doubts.
Okay.
I was like, okay, let me just not, because of course, you're similar. You're siblings. Of course, you're gonna look
Yeah,
similar. So
yeah.
I had my doubts.
He started like there were people posting wrong info about anime. So he started
Yeah.
posting right thing, and then the skit thing and Daddy View, and it's like at the top now.
Mm,
Do you know that controversy going on in YouTube India, or the India Go Latent controversy?
yes.
Do you think it's the right thing, like government should ban this kind of thing, or let it be? Why this is, there are much more important things to discuss.
So I'll tell you what, I think I'm gonna say something a little more controversial,
Okay.
but I'm gonna say that in a whole, I feel that when you need to distract the people from something, some things are picked up. Whatever jokes that was not the first time it did happen. That has happened before, and I'm gonna go a little political, but if you look at the guest that came up on the show of that person who is now being
Yeah.
sued,
Yeah.
how is it that suddenly that has happened, right?
Got
So
it.
for me, I'm not gonna say I followed the content. Latent,
Mm-hmm.
I did not. I did not. I have not watched a lot of episodes. It's just
Okay.
that kabhi kabhi Instagram pe reel aa jata hai. So okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
fine. This is something happening. I never saw it, but this is not the first time that kind of
Okay.
episode has
Yeah.
come up.
Agree.
There are a
Agree.
lot of episodes that has happened. Why was this the time that they choose to do it? And why is it that that person was chosen that has taken a lot of political figures, certain party political figures to interview?
Got
So
it.
I think that was all all more political than
Yeah.
actually just controversial.
So do you watch this BTS K-pop thing, and are you a BTS fan?
I'm not a BTS fan. I do like K-pop, but I'm like, it depends on what artist. There are some artists that I like. For example, Kang Daniel is one that I like. It
Okay.
depends on this. I'm more attracted to songs than fandoms.
Okay, yeah.
So
Okay,
I
got
like
it.
particular songs, but not really. I might like a song from BTS, but I might not like BTS. I
Oh,
might.
you have 20K, 25K following on Instagram. If a girl or a boy starts you Instagram, I mean posting reels, what is the message you would like to give them?
First of all, I've had a tough time being a creator. And the fact that I'm surprised myself because I've never been very regular, but it
Okay.
demands you to be regular. If you stop being regular, you can easily decrease. So I can have 25K followers, but then in another month, if I don't post, I can have like, it could be 20. It could reach 20.
Okay.
So it's like it's demanding. It wants something new. So if you want to be
Okay.
a content creator, you're somebody who needs to keep thinking, and a lot of time is, I feel like content creation should become like a job, because it's literally as demanding as a job. Content creation, a content creator is supposed to be like, I wish it's professionally a job because that's what it demands. I cannot imagine that I do two already existing jobs and then invest on this as well. When I started, you didn't need a lot. Like, you could just like record yourself, write a line, make a joke, and then it's done. Now people need cameras. They have drone cameras. They have
Yeah.
editing skills. You need all of that to become a content creator. And I feel like now I've come behind all of that. Like, I'm not able to keep up with that kind of demand that people want. People want like good editing, but I've not read. I think like, or maybe it has to be extremely talented that you have something. For example, you know how to draw or something that makes you go viral. But it's demanding, which I probably did not think of. So anyone who's starting right now need to be prepared for the fact that the social media. When I started, people didn't want to be content creators. Anime content creators तो इतने थे भी नहीं, मुझे याद भी नहीं है, इतने I was not familiar with. Every other person is an anime content creator. So it's saturated. A lot of
Yeah.
people are making it. So you have to find your way to be unique. If you're not unique, I think you're just in the same race.
All right, JB. Thank you so much, yaar.
Cool, great.
Bye bye. Have a great day.
Bye. You too.